Cathie Wood discusses Nvidia's role as a key driver in the AI revolution, powering companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Meta. While Nvidia has seen explosive growth, she emphasizes the need for other companies to also show substantial gains from AI for this momentum to be sustainable. Productivity improvements from AI are starting to emerge, but it's not yet clear-cut across the broader market. Wood highlights rising competition in the AI hardware space, with companies like AMD, Intel, and startups such as Cerebras and Tenstorrent entering the market. Major tech firms like Google, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla are also developing their own AI chips, which could challenge Nvidia's dominance. She notes that while Nvidia remains a leader, this competition could affect its future growth. In addition, Wood discusses how AI might disrupt tech giants' business models. Meta is open sourcing its large language models, while companies like Google and Amazon may face disintermediation as AI allows users to bypass traditional search engines and e-commerce platforms. She questions whether the heavy market concentration in a few big tech stocks is sustainable, given the potential shifts AI could bring to the industry.
Is right, the parabolic move here, then we better see some big gains in other companies. And we thought we would see them in the last few quarters. We really haven't. We really have not. Now, what we may be seeing, and we need a few more earnings seasons to determine this, is productivity is increasing. So right now, first order effect is productivity is increasing. Better, faster, more productive, more efficient, more creative products and services coming out of generative AI. Maybe that's happening, but it's not clear cut yet. So the picks and shovels, which is how we group and many people group Nvidia, picks and shovels has been the first mover, no question about it. But in order to sustain that move, we need to see some real gains, real benefits elsewhere. There's another dynamic at work with Nvidia. Truth be told, we own it in some of our more specialized strategies. But we are looking behind our shoulders because there is competition brewing. And it's not just AMD and Intel. It's some startups like Cerebras and Tenstorrent. It is in the hyperscalers themselves. Google has its own chip, TPU. Amazon has its own chip, Graviton. Microsoft and Meta are evolving their own chips, and it does take time. And even Tesla, open sourcing large language models, really smart. They can afford to do it. Why? Large language models are more enterprise-facing. Enterprises are looking at investing in, and they have the wherewithal to pay. Consumers won't pay. And so Facebook or Meta platforms, because it is more consumer facing, can afford to put out an open source software, large language model, and have other developers build on top of it, make it better, more performant, and then keep it out there, keep upgrading it, but then take it back into Meta platforms itself and build specialized consumer-facing models on top. Very powerful, very smart. So Meta platforms is definitely a beneficiary of this new world. But what about Apple, Google, Amazon? Well, there could be a lot of disintermediation. They can harness AI, but their current business models are dependent on advertising or apps or shopping, aggregated data to attract shoppers. But Google, yes, Alphabet, and it's really interesting because it has some of the finest AI researchers in the world. from DeepMind, which it acquired, a UK-based company. There's innovators' dilemma here, because what are they going to do? You know, there are puts and takes with each of these stocks, and we think generative AI is truly disruptive. So the idea that the crowding into the Mag 6, the Magnificent Six, which are basically these stocks, to the exclusion of so many other stocks, is, we think, questionable. And by some measures, and I think I mentioned this before, we've never seen this kind of crowding in before. Not even during the Depression, when people were worried about companies going bankrupt. They crowded into just a few stocks. We went higher this time around. That's a Goldman study, and we'll present it at the next In the Know.
Cathie Wood highlights Nvidia's pivotal role in driving the AI revolution, but stresses that for Nvidia's growth to be sustainable, other companies must show real gains from AI advancement. While Nvidia continues to dominate, rising competition from AMD, Intel, and tech giants like Google and Tesla, who are developing their own AI chips, could pose a threat. Wood notes that productivity gains from AI are starting to emerge, but are not yet fully clear across the market. She also discusses the potential disruption AI could bring to major tech companies' business models, especially for firms like Google and Amazon, as AI may bypass traditional search engines and e-commerce platforms. Wood questions whether the current market concentration in a few tech stocks can hold, given the evolving AI landscape. Do you think competition from companies like Google and Tesla could significantly challenge Nvidia's dominance in the AI space? How do you see AI disrupting the traditional business models of companies like Google and Amazon?